How to assemble an 8-band puzzle ring. There we go. Okay, so obviously I'm not just going to leave it at that and show you that and assume that you've seen everything. I'm going to take you through the whole process and explain how the whole thing's put together. So you've got 8 bands, 2 central bands with a crossover piece, an X shape there as you can see, and either side of the 2 central bands which lock everything in place you have 3 outer bands which interlace, as you can hopefully see if I hold them apart a little, like so. And the 2 key bands, the 2 centre key bands, are the ones that form the cross piece which hold all the others in place. And all puzzle rings of this type work on the same principle regardless of how many rings they have, whether it's a 6-ring one or even in some cases an odd number such as a 5-ring one will still have a central crossover ring, and the principle is the same with the interlace rings. But we'll just drop that apart like so. So there's the ring disassembled. You need to make sure you have this laid out so that you have the 2 crossover rings at the top and then the 6th rings looped through below, and you have large, medium, small, and then small, medium, large in that order, so that the large ones are opposite and pointing away from each other. You then take your smooth ring in your left hand, smooth topped one, and then the one with the divot in your right hand. The shaped pieces underneath the ring there, rotate the one with the divot and then mate it up to the one next to it, and this should butt up nice and neatly to the other ring, forming the cross piece and trapping the other 6 rings in there. Now you start off with the one that goes in first, which we know is the one with the hole mark, which you've already ascertained. So you rotate that round and slot it in, and then same on the other side, starting with the large one, you rotate, lift up and slot it in, and then you work your way through the medium one and the other medium one, and then the small ones. Now when you get to these last couple, things can get a little bit tight and it can be a little bit awkward to feed them in, especially the very last one. So what you may have to do is very carefully just release these a little to give you a bit of wiggle room to slot it all together. I'm just going to do that one last time, but from the top up, so that you can see hopefully how that locks in together. Again, as I say, just a quick view there so you can see how they interlace, but break those apart. So locate one of the larger rings and make sure that that's on the outside, so you've got large, medium, small, small, medium, large, and then your 2 interlocking rings there. Find your one with, there we go, there's the smooth one in your left hand, the one with the dimple in your right hand, which goes underneath, so the dimple fits underneath the other ring. Rotate it around 180 degrees and slot them together like so. We'll then take the first of the larger pieces that goes in. It will become apparent immediately if you put the wrong one in first, because there'll be a gap at the edges of the ring, and then lift up. I'm going to turn this over at this point so you can see how that's just slotting in there. Same with this one, and again I'm going to try and sort of wiggle that around like so, and you can see how that slots in, and then we just work from side to side, taking it in turns, going large, medium, small, large, medium, small, or large, large, medium, medium, small, small would be more accurate, I guess, but you get the idea now, I'm sure. And as I say, the last 2 are where it gets a little bit trickier because they tend to interfere with one another and things get a bit cramped under that cross piece there. But a little bit of wiggling, and occasionally you might need to just separate these a bit to give you a bit of wiggle room. This one's gotten a little easier with age as it's just worn a little, gotten a little bit smoother from wear, but when it's new it can be a real fiddle. So there you go, one completed puzzle ring. Thanks for watching.